Alright, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time. I'll read some more of The Adventures of Rebazar Tarz. New Book 4 by Dwayne the Great Writer. Then she was upon me and said, "Hello, my little dinner plate. What part of you should I eat first? How about your paddling arms that you surf with?" Then she stood up on her hind legs and began to laugh and laugh. I wanted to move, but I was still stuck. "Ha ha, you stupid fool. Haven't the two of us been here before? When I had you in the castle of the astral god, I gave you the chance to come with me. But you wanted to discipline yourself to be with your guide friends that deserted you, Dwayne," she said as she continued to laugh and lick her chops. I had to do something, so I figured that maybe I could keep her talking until RT did something. "Those were the good old days, crony. You really didn't give me much time to consider your offer at our last meeting. I was very weak and disoriented at the time from all that I had been dealing with through the last several years. I have had a really good rest and I am much better now," I said as I was able to move a little and hoping she wouldn't notice. "Ha ha, surfer boy. Right now I am hungry and you are the best thing to come around in a long time. I love what I do here, but I am also stuck here always trying to find food. The Callum will not let me be seen in public because I am too hideous," she said as she continued to stare while checking me all over, up and down. She really knows herself. She was right about the hideous part. It was hard for me to look at her, but I had to get through this challenge. "I know why you are here, dude. You think that you can save your earthly friend Harry. Well, that will take a real charm to do because the benevolent Callum has his other bodies and his awareness in a secret place and very secure. He has the secret of the space-time frames and also the whereabouts of all the hidden bases that the real universal guides work from on the Earth, and he will never see the light of day again. So your trip here has been for nothing, because the Callum forces will eventually take over everything in the psychic realms. Even though most people think that good will prevail over evil, well, little do the stupid humans know about the opposites in time and space and how they actually work," she said as she snarled at me. "I also know the secrets, crony," I said as I saw her hesitate for a moment. "You do?" she said, a little surprised. "I keep thinking that you are just a surfer that got lucky and they gave you the rod of power by mistake. And all that time I thought stupid Gerald had it." "Yeah, just a surfer and a contractor. That is what my former wife and all-attitude daughter think of me, along with the totally taken Heather, who is just into watching her game shows and discovering life through her magazines." "Well, this could be interesting, surfer dude. I wonder if you really do have the secret stuff, or are you just trying to get out of me devouring you?" she said as a reddish beam came from her forehead and covered my face. I could feel her probing my mental body. I did have the information and I knew it was secure. "Yes, you do have it. Excellent job. I must commend you. Do you know that the information you are carrying is worth a lot? So maybe I will just take it from you and then eat you. Ha ha ha, what do you think of that? She said as she snarled to my face. I know that it is worth a lot, crony. That is why I am here. I wanted to make a deal with the Deceptors. I know they can get me all the money and gold I want while I am on Earth, I said, feeling better as we talked. Of course I know that you are lying, Dwayne. You have the most sincere heart I have ever known. That is why I wanted you with me. Even though I love working with the dark side, I cannot trust any of them. If I turn my back, they will steal all I have and then get rid of me if they have no further use of me, she said as she kept probing. You are right about not trusting me, crony. That is why I didn't come to you at the corporation on Earth, because I knew you wouldn't listen. There is nothing left for me on that planet but to have something more than I have always had, and so that is why I am here to try and make a deal with someone that is willing to pay for the information I do have. I really have nowhere else to go, I said, as I was hoping that this would buy some time for me. I can see that you have the secret stuff and the whereabouts of the real guides, but for some reason I cannot pull it from you. Maybe if I kill you, your mind will release it, she said as she laughed some more and opened her big mouth and showed me her really large teeth. If you kill me, lady, I will be free in my real awareness, and you will actually be doing me a favor, because that is where the real secrets are, and you will just have another tasty meal for the time being until maybe someone else comes along someday, I said, thinking about those big teeth of hers. You know, you are kind of fun, surfer boy. Let me see what I have here, because I can always eat you at any time, she said as she sat down on her hairy rear end and seemed to ponder a bit. I am fun, even though some people do not think so, whatever. I could see that I had her thinking about what I said. I like the adventure of life myself, and that is why I chose the dark side, because they seem to have the most fun. Besides, when I was introduced to the Callum God personally, because he liked my style of fun, I learned that he lives forever in his Maya heaven and has countless servants all over the vastness of the 3 levels he controls, she said as she looked around for possibly something else to eat. Style of fun, that is my line. I wonder if she read one of my books. It would be lots of fun for me to have the secrets you have, surfer boy. Then I could destroy the whereabouts and further purposes of the real guides, and the Callum would let me head the Deceptors, and I wouldn't have to worry about being taken out. I thoroughly enjoyed drugging stupid Gerald and taking over the corporation and the membership from him. Callum has rewarded me greatly for my services so far, but there are always new and brighter bodies being born that want to take my place and show what they can do. Callum has no allegiance to anyone but himself, so I must continue to better myself. But I am proud of the fact Gerald's followers are like vegetables today, she said. Well, lady, things may look good today, but when your body form life is over on the earth, you will meet the Lords of Karma, who supersede the Callum God, and you and Goofy Gerald will be gimps for hundreds of lifetimes with your beloved authority, I thought. This is an interesting situation, Dwayne. You have the knowledge I want, and I can get what you want. I like the challenge of things like this, because I always win, she said with a big teeth grin on her face as she looked straight into my eyes. I will deal with you, crony, but I do not trust you. I have nothing to lose, because if you kill me, the secrets I have go with me, and I will be free in my real self. because I know the way to the real universes beyond the psych net that houses the 5 levels and 5 bodies of man. I said, knowing that she was now really interested and I had a chance to do something. I knew that she knew nothing about what lies beyond the etheric level because she had never been there. Sad to say, her only experiences have been with the dark forces that control the physical realm and the 2 heavens of man. She has never been guided to the magnificent 7th level and seen all the radiant beings of purity that reside there. I know that she was starting to take in what I was telling her, because she has a black heart, just like most of the business people of the earth that want things others have without properly working for them. Just like Gerald, Crony was a good person once, but at some point she wanted more than she had, and so she decided to get it the dastardly way. That is when the influence was able to move into her and take over completely. Because Gerald was connected to the real guides at the time, she had a good energy level along with her intended manipulation. The influence had an easy time spreading through to the membership because she already had the right attitude for the 3-headed god to have her. I do not believe what you are saying, Dwayne, but the Callum god has not been able to get the secrets from Harry either, and if he did, it would not benefit me as much as if I got them from you. Tell me why that is so, and I will decide to eat you or not, she said as she once again stood on her hind legs and licked her chops with her tongue at me. Oh boy, I thought. I had her going, and now I have to come up with something more convincing. Arg. Here I am about to be eaten, and I have to be totally inventive at the same time. This would make a real good episode on one of those reality shows. I actually started to laugh at the idea and then caught myself. Do you think what I said was funny, dude? She said with a bit of a snarl and movement with her head back and forth. Not at all, Crony. It's not what you said, but how limited you have made yourself. You have a fierceness and a body to match, but you are being played for a fool, because you do not know all the sides with what you are involved in, I said. Then tell me, smart boy, before I bite your head off, she said with a growl. Suddenly I realized that she really was confused, but kept up the arrogant front to hide from herself. But she could still very easily eat me, and then so much for the Dr. Spock rendition of her psycho aberrations. I had to think fast. Crony, look at all I've been through and survived to this moment. Would I be here just to save Harry? Does that really make sense? I wanted to make sure that he didn't give away the information about the space-time frames because I knew that it would be worth a lot to someone unscrupulous. If he were to give up the information, my life and what I know would mean nothing. So I am actually here to make sure Harry does not talk, I said, then held my breath so to speak to see what she would say. At first she growled and looked around, and it seemed she didn't know what to do now. Then she snapped at me and I fell back. She moved toward me and put her front legs on my chest by my arms. She was really heavy. Then she brought her mouth right up to mine and then suddenly licked my face. Yuck, she had the most awful smelling slobber. But I didn't let her know. I just played along. You know, Dwayne, ever since we met, by you sending those faxes to the corporation and telling the membership that Gerald was going to announce the next master, well, believe it or not, I thought, here is an interesting fellow. Either he is really brave or really stupid. Also, the surfing picture of yourself on the poster you sent the office, they were pretty good. I know what you went through when I made a full-scale attack on you, and your friends in your class thought that you were with the dark side. Ha ha, I had fun with that caper. I had numerous impersonators running around mocking up situations that looked like you and creating situations that made others believe it was you. I knew that you took a real beating and were down for the count, so I felt relieved that you never found Gerald with that mission you sent Janice and Paul on to Minnesota. I have had Gerald frozen in time, and he has no idea whatever took place from the beginning of our relationship. When Gerald took on the mastership, he wanted some adventure in his life while he was married to his former wife, Miss Porgy. But she was rather dull and boring, and so when I came along, he began to take notice of what a fun and sexy woman I am. Not the beast part of me, but the human vehicle that I stole and used to persuade him into getting rid of her and marrying me. The Callum God saw what Paul Twitchell had done, and he was actually bothered by the success and accomplishments he had made. Paul did more for the earth than any saint or so-called savior in history, and Callum was concerned that the knowledge and purity of his wisdom would spread across the earth and eventually affect the mental heavens that he had created as a Maya trap for his supporters, she said as she finally stepped off of me. I know all about Harold and you, crony, and what you have done to him, I said as I was rubbing my shoulders. Ha ha, I know you know a lot, but there are things you do not know, but I have always liked you for some reason. I know that you like seductive, voluptuous women, but in the same instant you can walk away and be indifferent. I really like your style. Right now I don't know what to think about all of this, but I want to rule beyond the gods of man, and I must have the information about the whereabouts of the real guides to make sure they do not succeed with anything they are doing to my pet project, the Earth. I know that the stupid humans will never figure out what is taking place on their world with all the pollution and global warming that is going on. It is all such a perfect setup. The dark aliens that so many of the political rulers of the earth are dealing with are romantically enjoying all the fast-paced stress that is being projected in the others constantly by the overworked humans. This is how they live and why the politicians keep denying there is a problem with anything, like what Al Gore is presenting. The stupid poly-rulers have made a deal with the dark aliens for their technology, but what the politicians do not know is the aliens will eat them when they have ravaged the earth and there is nothing left. And so the humans who have put their trust in their greedy rulers are constantly praying to the space gods for help, who have actually sent the aliens to the earth. You and I know it is all based upon agreement, and so mankind wants his gods to pray to and worship, and the space gods, hearing the pleas, deliver their answer, the alien plague. But I want to play a bigger role in all of this than waiting here for my next meal, she said as she sat down on the ground like a dog. We are all in the same life, crony, and so I do understand. For me it is really not the wealth, but I am more into the adventure. The wealth will keep me from having to work construction, and so I can do what I want, I said, feeling better about this whole situation. We both want something, Surfer Boy, and if I ever had a love, it would be you. So, what do we do, dude? She asked. Wow, I thought, here is a real turnaround that has surprised even me. The way that she provided me with all her information has told me she really does want someone to understand her. I think she has been around the dark forces for so long that her heart longs for something genuine. This was my chance to get free. Okay, lady, this is what we have to do. I need help to get to Harry and make sure that he will not tell the Callum God the secret information. Once I take care of Harry, I can get whatever I want for what I know. Then you can be the hero that brought the information. I don't really care who gets the credit. I only want the gold, I said, and felt good about this whole transaction of negotiation. It seems like a good idea, and I like the part where I get the credit, she said as she laughed real loud and growled a bit. How about this idea to start with? You bring me to the Callum as a prisoner, and I'm sure that he will put me near Harry and think that we are both buddies, and so he would never suspect that I would do anything to him. I can get rid of Harry without them knowing the wiser, and then we will make the deal, as the Donald would say. I'm sure there will be a way for you to get me free, and when I get what I want, I will give you the information I said. I will read some more of Adventures of Rebazar Tarz, new book 4 by Dwayne the Great Writer, tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time. See ya.